Do you know why you like to ride roller coasters? I do, and I'm going to tell you why right after this on Financial Fact Friday. Hey, it's Mark Squires again with another edition of Financial Fact Friday. I am the president of Wise Choices Financial, located in smack in the middle of the country in Kansas City. Thank you for watching another week of Financial Fact Friday. We've been talking to you for several weeks now about getting out of debt, about achieving the high place. Go to the high places with Good the Goat so that you're out of debt and you're financially free. You're controlling your money so your money doesn't control you. And I don't know if you've had as much fun with this. I sure have, because this is something I believe in to the very core of my being. But I have notes this week because this week's message is so important. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we're talking this week about the risks, the things that come up that can set you back. And we all have risks in life, and as much as possible, we need to prepare for those risks. So let's talk about those. What do you think some of your risks are financially? Well, let me tell you some of the ones that we've identified. Taxes. How many times, if this ever happened to you, that you plan for taxes, but all of a sudden you get walloped and you find out you owe more money than you thought? Taxes can be very risky. And who controls the taxes? Do you? No, the government controls the taxes. Now, I'm not anti-government, okay? That's not my point. But you need to prepare for taxes. Did you know there are professional people out there who know taxes inside out? They're called accountants and CPAs. It may be worth paying a CPA $100 or $125 or whatever. I don't know what they charge. I'm not a CPA. But it might be worth paying a little bit of money to your tax advisor to have them go over your taxes with you to see how you can. Look, you don't want to get a big refund because that's giving money to the government interest-free for a year, and you don't want to pay a big bill. You want to kind of come out maybe $100 either way, right? That's what a CPA can help you with. They can help you manage that risk. What about market risk? If you're invested in the stock market, you know, for the last 10 plus years, the market's done this. It's gone up. Oh, it's been a couple of little corrections in there, but it really hasn't made any big correction. You know, if you have a 401k that you're invested in or some kind of a market account, just understand the risks that are involved. Also understand dollar cost averaging, because when the market's down, if you're putting in systematically into your investment account, when the market's down, you're just buying more for the same dollar. So it's not necessarily bad to have the market go down. What about inflation? Oh, Lord, inflation. My generation saw it back in the 1970s and 1980s when we were all skinny and had hair. But it's real and it's coming. It's here. Inflation is something that means you can buy less with the same dollar than you could at a point in the past. A year ago, so I grew up in the trucking business. I have a lot of friends in the trucking business. A year ago, a semi-truck running down the highway cost about $370 to fill up, right? Today, it's almost $780 to fill up the same semi-truck. That's inflation, and it affects everything. It's hard to plan for it, but you can do it. That's a conversation we should have. Emergencies come up, right? So Jocelyn, who's on the other side of the camera, she was driving an old car. I mean, an old car. And she was pretty much keeping it together with little pieces of baling wire and glue. I think she had some washi tape holding like the door on or something. I don't know. But a few weeks ago, her car said, no more, I'm done. I don't care. I'm not going to run anymore. Jocelyn had an emergency. Now, she had been kind of preparing for this, but Jocelyn had to go buy a car. She didn't just run out and buy a car out of emotion. She knew what she wanted. She contacted some people she went to school with. She put a whole deal together, and she got a good deal, and she did a good job. But her emergency was, I either need new shoes or I need a new car, because if I don't get a car, I'm going to be walking a lot, right? That's an emergency. Maybe your furnace goes out. Maybe you need brakes on the car. Maybe the dishwasher has started leaking and you can't figure out how to fix it. Those are all emergencies, right? Disability comes up, and this is the one people don't think about. Disability. What happens if you have a really good job, you're doing fine, but all of a sudden something happens. You get an illness or you get injured, and all of a sudden you're disabled. And not every injury is covered by work comp. Like a buddy of mine who was really into playing baseball, like semi-pro. He worked a really good job, but he was at a ball game once, hit the ball. He was trying to go for a triple. slid into third base, and he is disabled now. But he'll eventually be working at a desk job like I have, or maybe doing some accounting or something. But he had a very physical job, and he's never going to do that job again. Disability happens, and you need to plan for that. What about death? Yeah, everybody gets a turn. It's one per person per lifetime. Just on the news the other day here in Kansas City, they had a story about a woman who she was engaged to be married. It was really a cool situation. He made enough money at his work where she didn't have to work, so she had been a stay-at-home mom for a couple of years. Unfortunately, something happened to him and he passed away. He died in his 30s. I don't want to make anybody sad, but that stuff happens. I mean, how many times have you seen a GoFundMe because somebody got killed, right? In a car wreck or COVID or cancer or whatever, you've seen it. GoFundMe is not life insurance, and I'm not trying to sell you life insurance. I'm telling you, emergencies come up, and I'm sorry this is so long, but this happens, and you need to be prepared. Listen, you need a sounding board. You need to have a question answered. I've done this since I started in business almost 20 years ago, back in 2002. How old were you in 2002? And it's as simple as making a phone call to 816-841-9141, and I'll be glad to spend some time, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 30, I don't know. But if you need to get something off your chest when it comes to money or this risk, feel free to give me a call. You probably won't get directly through. One of the team will get you set up for a phone chat with me, or you can reach out on the web at www.wcf-kc.com. We're all over social media, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. We are there for you. By the way, check out our YouTube channel, Wise Choices Financial, and go subscribe to that, please. In fact, tell you what, we can get up to 50 subscribers by the end of the year. I'll throw a party for the office. How's that sound? Help my office party. Do it. Mark Squires. Thanks for watching. Bye now.